everybody, I hope you guys are having a good day. In this video, I'm going to go through two examples of how to find the ending amount in a simple interest problem. So take a deep breath and let's make this math easy. Okay, so let's say that we had $100,000 invested at 2.6% simple annual interest, and we want to find the investment's future value in 5 years. Well, as I read through this problem, I can see I was given three pieces of information. So the first one is that P equals 100,000. Because 100,000 is the amount I'm initially investing, so it's the amount at the beginning. And in our formulas, that's represented with the variable P. And then the fact that it's invested at 2.6% simple annual interest, that tells me my interest rate is going to be 0.026. Because if I write that percentage as a decimal, that's what I would get there. And then I'm asked to find the investment's future value. So I'm looking for A, and I'm finding the future value in 5 years. And so 5 is already measured in years, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that the time is 5 years. So to solve this problem, I'm going to look for a formula that involves P, R, T, and A, and also is the simple interest formula. So if I look at my simple interest formulas, I have this one, which includes all of the variables that I either know or the ones that I'm looking for. And in this formula, A is already solved for. So to find out what A is, I literally just plug in the numbers into the formula and then simplify the formula. So I'm going to say A equals 100,000 times 1 plus the interest rate, 0.026, times 5. And when I multiply 0.026 times 5, I get 0.13. And so I can simplify this to 100,000 times 1.13, because when I do 0.13 plus 1, I'll get 1.13. And remember, that's just saying if you get 0.26% annual interest every year, if you do that for 5 years, this is basically saying you're getting 13% overall. And then the 1 comes from the fact that you're still keeping 100% of the money that you've already invested. So when I multiply those together, I end up with $113,000 for my future value. And that would be my answer. So why don't you pause this video and try this one on your own, and then restart the video to see how I solved it. Okay, so on this one, it says, suppose that you borrowed $5,000, so that's one of the things I know, at a 3.5% simple annual interest rate for 6 years. And the question says, how much money will you need to repay at the end of the 6 years? So if I identify what variables the information they gave me are, I can say, okay, well, I know that P is going to be 5,000 because I initially borrowed $5,000. So when I pay it back, I'm going to have to pay back $5,000 as well as some additional money to pay for the interest. So P is my initial amount. And then 3.5% is my interest rate. So I'm going to write my interest rate as a decimal, which would be 0.035. Because when you convert it from a percentage to a decimal, you just move the decimal place over twice. And then the time is going to be the 6 years. So to calculate this, I would just say, okay, well, I'm looking for A because I'm looking for the amount of money I need to repay at the end, or like the total amount that I need to pay back for the loan. And that's going to be 5,000 times 1 plus 0.035 times 6. And when I multiply 0.035 times 6, I get 0.21, which means that I'm going to be paying back 100% of my loan and 21% interest overall. And so when I multiply those together, I get 6,050. And so my amount that I'll need to repay at the end of the 6 years will be $6,050. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you guys have a good day.